B's going viral for her testimony, arguing she did not touch a security guard who's suing her for assault allegations.
The whole incident was super traumatizing for me. She did a lot that day.
Day 2 of Cardi B's explosive $24 million trial just dropped a bombshell, and what came out in court could flip this entire case upside down. Fresh forensic reports and surprising witness accounts are now surfacing, and they don't exactly line up with the story the alleged victim has been pushing. In fact, she's already been caught tripping over her own statements. Meanwhile, lawyers are losing control, yelling across the courtroom, and even mocking Cardi by bringing up moments where she ended up hurt herself. But here's where it gets even crazier. Rumors claim Cardi might have spit at a security guard and threatened to tear her face apart. Wild, right? But if you think that's shocking, wait until you hear what came next.
Cardi B's going viral for her testimony, arguing she did not touch a security guard who's suing her for assault allegations. The security guard claims Cardi B cut her face with a fingernail and spat on her. She says it happened outside an obstetrician's office during the rapper's not yet public first pregnancy. Cardi B says she was 4 months pregnant with her first child in 2018, visiting a doctor's office that closed on a Saturday for her privacy. And she says that security guard for the building followed her to her appointment and appeared to be filming her. And Cardi B testified she was worried about her privacy and safety.
Cardi, are you happy to finally be telling your side of the story? Cardi B returns to a Los Angeles court to face this former security guard who's suing, claiming the singer cut her left cheek with a 3-inch fingernail and violently struck her in the head, face, and body. Cardi B claims that you were following her and you recorded her and she didn't touch you. What do you have to say? The singer, who's known for her elaborate long nails, is accused of clawing at the security guard Imani Ellis's face when Cardi was pregnant with her first child in 2018. But Cardi testified today she didn't harm the security guard.
I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself, even if I wanted to. She's like twice my size.
The alleged altercation took place on February 24, 2018. Court reports state Cardi B had gone to see her OBGYN at a Beverly Hills clinic when security guard Imani Ellis began secretly recording her. At that point, Cardi was 4 months pregnant with her first child, and she wasn't ready for the world to know. Ellis claims that once Cardi realized what was happening, she exploded, shouting at her, attempting to hit her, and even spitting in her direction. During the scuffle, Imani says she was scratched across the face so badly that she later needed $16,000 worth of plastic surgery to repair the damage. The clash grew so tense that Cardi's doctor and the receptionist had to intervene, stepping in to separate the two. Months later, Imani was fired from her position, and she insists the fallout with Cardi played a direct role in that decision.
Excuse my language again, but she said, yes, the you did, and then she put her finger in my face.
When she put her finger in your face, did she have long fingernails?
She did.
And approximately how long were her fingernails on the date when she put them in your face?
About 2 to 3 inches long.
What were the words that she used that were so hurtful?
She used a lot of words, and again, excuse my language, but she was like, F you, you fat ass bitch, that's why I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna get you fired. This, that. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security. Ah, she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down. Body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Cardi B flat out shut down the accusations, saying nothing physical ever went down. But Imani isn't letting that slide. She brought in her doctors to back her up. Her plastic surgeon even got on the stand, claiming Imani dropped $16,000 on surgeries to fix scars that she swears came from Cardi. And just when you thought things were calm, the whole scene in court started getting messy real quick.
She took a swing at you. It didn't hit your body, right?
No.
Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?
She did.
As a result of the cut to your face, did you have to see 2 different plastic surgeons?
Yes.
Did you undergo plastic surgery?
I did.
Aside from calling you the N-word, spitting at you, taking a swing at you, cutting your face with her fingernails, Is there anything else that she did on February 24th, 2018 to you?
I mean, the whole incident was super traumatizing for me. She did a lot that day.
And this is where Amani's whole story starts falling apart. Cardi's lawyer straight up caught her in multiple lies. To make it even worse, her version of events keeps switching. On the stand, she swore that Cardi scratched up her face. But earlier in her deposition, she said it was her nose. Like, girl, which one is it? The more you listen, the more it sounds off. Plus, Amani didn't even report the incident until 2 years later, and now she's claiming that every bad thing that's happened in the past 7 years is Cardi's fault. Honestly, it's giving full-on obsessed.
The only scratch that you report is a scratch on your nose that you supposedly suffered that day, correct?
I'm not sure.
Do you need another moment to look at this?
I reported that she touched my face with her finger, sir.
Ma'am, the question is, in your incident report, you told your supervisor 2 days afterwards that you suffered a scratch on your nose and no other scratches were mentioned, correct?
Okay.
What does okay mean? You agree?
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying okay for the purposes of your question.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's move on. After the incident, you don't even know if there was any blood, right?
It broke the skin.
Please, ma'am, miss, answer the question I'm asking. You testified at your deposition that you did not know if the alleged scratch, this time on your cheek, even bled. Isn't that true?
Correct.
And you didn't go to a doctor that day for this alleged assault and battery, did you?
I saw a medical doctor, but not at the day of the incident.
Okay, again, let's focus on the questions I'm asking you. You allege that you were assaulted, battered, beaten up, scratched somewhere, sometimes on the nose, sometimes on the cheek, and you went home and took a nap, right?
I was
That's what you
upset.
testified
Yes.
at your deposition.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe called your mother, right? That's what you testified to, right?
Yes.
You didn't call your grandmother, though, did you?
No.
When your counsel was asking you questions today, he said that he basically elicited testimony from you that since you didn't think you were going to sue, you didn't take any pictures of your alleged injury in February 2018. Isn't that what you testified to?
Yes.
At your deposition, though, you testified you took pictures that day, and you can't find them. They disappeared somehow. Do you remember that?
I'm not sure.
Pain, right hamstring pain, but you had no report, no reference in 161 pages of medical records to a scratch on your face. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And there's no reference in 161 pages of medical records to anxiety, post-traumatic stress syndrome, blows to your head or face. Correct?
Yes.
That only came up when you filed this lawsuit, right?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
Let's not forget, Amani is literally twice Cardi's size. And on top of that, Cardi was 4 months pregnant when this supposedly went down. So you're telling me a pregnant woman managed to beat up a security guard who's double her size?
Forward.
Right. And she's, you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I
right?
don't have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay. Did you make fun of her that she was overweight when you were there in the hallway?
I don't think so.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch.
Every doctor Amani dragged into court, even her own plastic surgeon, actually ended up helping Cardi's side. The receipts don't lie. Photos taken the same week show Cardi didn't even have pointy nails back then. And after the so-called fight, Cardi just walked right into her doctor's office and went on with her appointment like nothing happened. Be real, if she had really gone off on somebody, wouldn't she have been trying to run instead of casually keeping her checkup?
And does this picture refresh your recollection about what your hair color was that week?
Yes.
What color was it?
I'll say like a ashy, dirty blonde.
Can you see your nails in that photo?
Yes.
And were you wearing acrylic nails or some other type?
Acrylic.
And I think you testified yesterday that acrylic nails can last you up to 2 weeks, is that right?
Yes.
Are those the nails you had the entire time you were in LA?
Yes.
How would you describe those nails looking at them in the photo?
I'll say, to my taste, they're like kind of short. They're square, they're boxy. They have like stones, flat rhinestones in the middle. They're orangey.
I'm sorry, did you say the flat rhinestones were in the middle?
Yeah.
And how long would you estimate I know you said you feel like they were short, but could you estimate how long you feel like they were?
Like an inch, maybe less. An inch or so.
And what shape are they?
They like coffin square.
Are those the nails you were wearing on the date of the incident?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to move this into evidence and publish it for the jury.
That's wonderful. Thank you. So if we look at that, that's your right hand, correct?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
And if you wanted to scratch someone with those nails and cause them to have a cut to their face, you could do it with those nails, can't you? The nails that we see in this photograph, are they sharp in your opinion?
Objection, Your Honor. Overall. Well, it's referring to the photograph now.
And what about those photos Imani showed off? I mean, if you just got jumped by a world-famous star, you'd expect your face to be all scratched up, right? But when those pics hit the courtroom, the whole thing started falling apart. It wasn't that the scars looked smaller than she claimed, there were literally no scars at all. Like, not even a tiny mark on her face.
I hope the jurors in Cardi B's trial got their eyes checked. I hope they all have perfect vision. Because in order to assess the evidence of the plaintiff's alleged injuries, they're gonna need it. Plaintiff Imani Ellis was working as a security guard when she claims that Cardi B assaulted her. She says that Cardi B yelled at her, called her terrible names, and scratched her face with her long fingernails. Now, I want to show you the photo of her alleged facial injury, and if you wear glasses like me, you'll want to put them on right now. So let's take a look at this together. The woman's cheek injury that supposedly required over $17,000 worth of plastic surgery to fix. Do you see this? The only thing that I see when I look at this photo is why Cardi B went to trial. Good for her. You know, my friends, she is wealthy and she could have made this go away if she wanted to, but she didn't settle. And when looking at this exhibit, I can see why.
You can literally see Imani's plastic surgeon trying to convince everyone there are scars. But let's be real, she's paying this man $2,000 an hour to be on her side. And the way he was talking, it felt less like expert testimony and more like a bad paid performance. Anytime the defense hit him with real questions, his whole story started shaking. Turns out, the only thing Imani ever got done was microneedling. At this point, it's giving straight-up payday vibes for her and her doctor.
Because the middle finger being longest, it grips the skin first, so it's the highest. The central scar is the highest. And the fact that they're parallel is highly suggestive of a fingernail injury.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what does it mean for the jury, if you could explain, what does medical certainty mean when an expert makes that type of
51% or more. It's the most likely explanation. There are other explanations, but this is the most likely explanation.
And in order to formulate your opinion, you reviewed medical records, correct?
Well, I did, but that wasn't as important as the physical.
No, of course. I was going to go through a laundry list of what we did, but why don't you just tell me, what did you do to formulate your expert opinion?
The number one thing I did was examine the patient.
No, it's not good. Okay, there's the main scar here. And this entire area here shows differences in the skin, sort of a general area that's very different from the rest of the skin. And there's a little linear mark here, and there's another one over here. So those are the three marks that I was talking about. This is the main scar down the center, and this is another mark to the side, and here's another mark on this side. So those are the scars, and this is the whole area that's affected. So it has a little bit different, the pores are of different size, and they're a little washed out and a little, they've lost some of the normal undulations of skin, which are called reed pegs. But that happens often with scar.
The unedited photos from court honestly made Imani's case look even weaker. Those injuries? They're clearly just acne scars. The defense even showed side-by-side comparisons proving the marks were the same ones she had before. And the second those pictures hit the screen, the whole vibe in the room flipped. It's like even her own receipts were working against her.
Seeing them pictures of Imani's scar, she needs to sue her doctor, and then we need to sue her for wasting our time, because this should not have even went to trial. Y'all, this is day 2 of Cardi B's assault and battery trial. Now, they have the plastic surgeon that did the work on Imani on the stand. Now, he needs to be sued because he is saying that it was this deep cut on her face and that it was like 2 or 3 marks on there, which lets him know that it came from a fingernail because the one in the middle was a little bit deeper, which means the middle finger. Listen, this is the picture. I just know you f***ing lying. That is the picture of the scar. I don't see nothing but hyperpigmentation, which could have came from her weight. And that's not me being funny. They said that she was diagnosed with being obese. So that could have came from that. Y'all, she was in 2 car accidents before going to this plastic surgeon. She is saying that she went to another plastic surgeon at first who told her that it might take at least a year for the full scar to build up so they can do the work on her. But that plastic surgeon has died. The stories are all over the place. Like, I don't just take up for celebrities. I'm going to call it out. If you right, you right. If you wrong, you wrong. And I'm going to stand on it.
With no solid proof of physical damage left, Imani switched things up and claimed the whole incident ruined her mental health. She even said she's dealing with PTSD because of it. But then her own psychologist shut that down. He told the court straight up that none of her test results or behavior lined up with PTSD, and in his professional opinion, she's just making it up for a payout. The room went dead quiet after that.
You would function at a very low level. You wouldn't be able to maintain reasonable family relationships. You wouldn't be able to hold a job. You wouldn't be able to function in major life activities. And again, you would require psychiatric hospitalization and antipsychotic medication.
Did you diagnose Ms. Ellis with any psychiatric conditions?
No. Again, since I equate, for a case like this, emotional injury with have you developed one or more psychiatric disorders as a result of your allegations of the incident with Cardi B, I have no diagnoses for her because she has sustained no emotional injury. Again, in accordance with the published, generally accepted guidelines of the American Psychiatric Association in our diagnostic manual, whenever there is a psychiatrist or psychologist is doing an evaluation in a legal context where financial gain or some other type of secondary gain is at stake, you always have to consider and rule out the risk of intentional manipulation for financial gain. And in that context, in this case, Ms. Ellis has demonstrated a significant pattern of inconsistencies and other symptom validity issues. For example, in my audio recorded examination, again, there's an audio recorded record, she told me, with the exception of a couple sessions of family therapy when she was 12 because her sister had been sexually assaulted by a neighbor, she could not recall a single trauma in her entire life growing up. Couldn't remember a single one in response to my detailed questioning. Whereas, for example, in her deposition, she reported that she was a victim growing up of domestic violence in the home, gang violence, other violence, schoolmates were shot and killed. She was physically mugged in high school. Her car was broken into several times. None of those were reported to me. So those represent an important mismatch in a legal case where an individual potentially tries to make everything about the incident that can be compensable in a lawsuit. Another example along the same lines is in my audio recorded exam, she told me that all of her emotional problems from the day of the incident, in this case, February 2018 to present, have been entirely due to what happened with Cardi B and absolutely nothing else. And she couldn't identify any other stressors in recent years that could be.
The internet completely blew up after this testimony dropped. One person wrote, "Cardi's definitely not the liar here. She was literally at her appointment and some random woman started filming her. Like, come on. It's obvious this lady was chasing a check." Fans pointed out that Cardi's privacy wasn't respected at all, even after she told Imani to stop recording. Instead of backing off, Imani doubled down. That moment that should have been special for Cardi got ruined, and she ended up being painted as the bad guy. But the receipts don't lie. Witnesses came forward and confirmed that Imani was the one crossing lines and turning up the heat, not Cardi.
It made you angry, correct?
Yes, I feel like my privacy was completely being violated. I wouldn't want to be anything that had to do with my medical records or anything. Even if I do cosmetic surgery, I don't want people to be in anything that has to do with medical in your business. It's just especially something that is so sacred as your pregnancy is yours. Angry.
How angry were you?
Depends on the level of angry, to be honest with you.
Let's talk about the levels.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern.
Both Cardi's own doctor and the hospital receptionist who had to step in during the chaos said the same thing. They never saw Cardi lay a hand on Imani. That's two totally neutral people with nothing to gain, backing Cardi's side. And in a courtroom, that's powerful. Tiara Malcolm, the receptionist at the clinic where everything supposedly went down, even admitted that it was Imani who tried to swing first at Cardi, not the other way around.
You are a licensed gynecologist in the state of California since 2007?
Yeah.
And in your field, your specialty deals with below the waist, correct?
Yes.
What is the reason you would think to look at Imani Ellis's face when you have two people that are yelling at each other with someone in between? Was there a reason that you were specifically at that time looking at Imani Ellis's face to tell us whether there was a scar, a cut, or anything to her face?
When at that moment she was closer to the elevator, there probably was about 3-4 feet between the two. And I got between her and them, and the elevator was directly behind her. So I was making direct eye contact to try to be as assertive as I could.
Okay. Isn't it true that you don't remember what you ate a week ago? Fair?
Objection. No. So Steve.
There was definitely curse words, yes, on her end.
When you were there, did Miss Ellis attempt to strike Cardi B?
There was hands going while I was in the middle. I know no one landed, or I was, I didn't even realize, I guess because my adrenaline, that I had a mark on my forehead. So besides me getting a scratch, nobody, as far as them two, hit each other.
Who scratched you?
Based off of, like I said, I didn't know that I even got scratched until I went into the office, and the nurse was like, "Tiara, your forehead." But I can only assume Cardi B was behind me, because that was my main concern.
Objection calls for speculation.
So Cardi B was behind you, and you were facing who?
I was facing Miss Ellis.
And you got hit on your forehead and didn't even realize it at that point.
Yeah, blood.
Just let him finish the question.
Oh, sorry.
And so you got hit, you were facing Miss Ellis, and she was swinging away?
I can say there was definitely, people talk and like this type of action going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were hit on your forehead, which was facing Miss Ellis, correct?
Yes.
What happened next?
After, just going back and forth, Dr. Finke came out. Once he came out, I believe after that, I don't even really remember what was.
Even Imani's own lawyer started snapping at Cardi in court, raising his voice so much that the judge had to step in multiple times and tell him to calm down. The constant warnings made the whole thing look desperate, like Imani's side was running out of arguments and just throwing tantrums. Meanwhile, Cardi stayed cool and collected, almost like she already knew the truth was on her side.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct? So
But
you're
I
not
didn't.
disabled.
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did she know?
Time out. Let's slow down the pace just a little bit.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the things I can't do?
Fine. What was your months? 4 months? 3 months? 3 to 4 months. Fair enough? For what reason over your head? To protect your identity?
It could be very. I don't really want people to recognize me. My hair not done. My makeup not done. I probably just woke up. A lot of reasons. Very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to fucking beat my. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. So, you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records, right?
I don't have anything. I want to ask you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion?
Objection, relevant.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay. Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch. This is your security? This is your security? It's my fucking phone. It's my phone. You're in my building. That's what she was telling me. And she was like, she also was saying like this, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. She's much taller, but she was practically my height. But she is like
what? Say it.
Security heavy.
What does security heavy mean? Just tell us. There's no harm. What does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building type big. You know what I'm saying? She just looked more developed than me. That's a fucking lie. Fuck out of here. Trying to get some money.
What was that?
I said, that's a fucking lie. Out of here. Just trying to get some money.
Who's trying to get some money?
She is.
How do you know that?
Will the jury catch on to all the drama and call out the lies? Or will Imani's lawyers somehow twist things back around before the clock runs out? One thing we know for sure, this trial is nowhere near finished, and the truth is only getting louder. Stick around, because if day 2 was this wild, the rest of this case is about to get straight up chaotic.